Hey guys, Tim here. We are working on an electric fence, and I ain't gonna lie, it is kicking our rear end, but I think I have figured out why. I don't know how much you know about this part of the state, but it is extremely sandy. I mean, just look at the dust. So extremely sandy. We've been very dry for quite a while, and this 90-degree day is not helping at all. So I set it up as originally prescribed, 3 6-foot copper ground rods in the ground by our charger, and then I ran 3 strands, 6, 6, and 18 for the coonies. This little spot, we'll walk in a little while, let you see it all. It's about 2/10 of an acre. It's not a whole lot, it's just enough to get them started. A little power line in the black and non-conductive casing. Coming up to my solar panel. We went to the store, bought an American Farm Works, 18 miles, 0.2 joule outlets. And it is clicking right now. You can't hear to see it because of the brightness of the sun. And right here at the terminals, I am getting 7,000 plus volts on my fence tester. What we are going to do now, let me move my water bottle, turn that off because I did not go on to get fried. After we got it all set up, we run the training wire inside the boys' pen and waited forever. Seems like for them to finally get nosy enough to wander over and check it out. So come here and try this fence. Hello. Come here. Yeah, he gets super close to it, but he won't touch them. They got a little taken aback, but I wouldn't call it shocked. Sure wasn't anything to discourage them from walking right through it. Finally, my wife and I both couldn't resist it anymore, so we grabbed hold to it too. She said she felt a little tingle. I've got so many calluses on my hands, I felt nothing. Tester shows between 1,500 and 3,000, depending on where you're standing. Definitely not enough to make a dent. It's just not conducted very well. So, next step was to move the ground rod and try to get grounding closer to where the big fence is. And I'll give you a quick peek at what I did there. So we've got 2 wires coming off now. One of them goes to one of my original ground rods. That is a 6-foot copper with a clamp. They are not cheap at all. In fact, they are quite pricey, but supposed to be worth it. We're about as deep in the ground as you can go around here without a tractor. And so what I did was I took 2 of them up and I ran a second ground wire. It's non-insulated, but that's what I've got to work with. And I just ran it to the bottom, down the fence line, and I added a top strand, which was not originally here. This is nothing but a negative ground, and it runs down to where I started, and there's another 6-foot copper with a clamp driven in the ground over there. I have not put the third one in because when I tested it there, if I'm touching the ground rod to the wire, 7,000 plus, just like it should be. Nice little zap. I hit it by accident. It works. I can literally go 2 inches from it in the ground, bury my lead as deep as I can get it. Nada, nothing, zilch, zero. No way in the world is keeping a pig closed in. So I'm thinking All right, so I'm testing my wires. I can go to this top wire in any of these bottoms with my tester. I get 7,000 plus, just like I'm supposed to. So if I touch that top one and this bottom one, regardless of the ground conditions, I'm getting a solid zap. Enough that I'm gonna make sure that I don't do that again. So, did a little research. Turns out there is a fencing solution called positive-negative fencing. And it's designed just for this scenario. So what we're gonna do, I'm probably gonna end up wrecking this entire fence to do it again to get it right. We're gonna keep the grounding system in place. I'm gonna add my third post to the far corner because that'll put it out in the middle where as we expand and make room for the other pigs and open up different paddocks and let them start clearing these woods, I'll have a grounding rod further out there as well. But we're gonna run double strand wires. Probably gonna put one closer to the ground. That's a ground rod, and they will alternate negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. All the negatives will still go back to ground rod, so when the moisture is here, all they have to do is touch a positive. But in the event that it's not conducting, and they hit both these wires at the same time, and I'm gonna close them up probably about 3 inches apart, their body will complete a short circuit right there, and bam, they'll learn their lesson and stay away from the fence. Hopefully. Betting that this works because I'm pretty sure it's my last option with the electric fencing, and quite frankly I've got a lot of time and a good bit of money. This stuff's not real cheap, tied up in it. I think for the 0.186 acres that I've got measured out right now, I've probably spent $500 plus. Now I've got enough materials to continue at no additional cost or at minimal extra cost for insulators and whatnot. But for right now, this little teeny square's got a lot of stuff in it. So I'm going to pause you, and when I come back, I'll give you an overview of what we've done. We'll stick the tester on it, and we'll see what happens. Wish me luck.